guys! Hi everybody! So, welcome to JillTube. Oh, I sound like a news reporter. Welcome to JillTube. Welcome to JillTube, and today I'm going to be sharing some crazy customer stories with you. Now, how you interpret crazy customer stories is up to you. Is it the customers that are crazy? Is it the stories that are crazy? You know what I mean? Probably both. You wouldn't be wrong, however you interpret that. But let's just get started. So, I've been working retail for 2 years. I feel like everybody, when they get their first jobs, it's usually retail or fast food. For me, it was retail. I never worked fast food. My sisters worked fast foods, and they also had a lot of crazy stories. So if you want that, just comment that down below, and I'll do a video featuring them and having them tell you all about their wild stories because they have a lot. But I'm just gonna kind of share some highlights with you. Some things that I did not expect to experience when I was going into retail. That experiences that were just kind of shocking to me. The first experiences that was honestly I'm just gonna get into it. So I used to, this is not the store that I work at now, it's the first store that I've ever worked at. And I had a customer come up to me and I had a name tag with my real name on it. What I mean by that is Yulia. That's my actual legal name, and that's like a Russian version of Julia. Now I go by Julia a lot of the time, and I have Julia on my name tag because people are confused by Yulia. At that time I had Yulia, so people asked me my nationality, and this one couple came up and they found out that I was Russian, and it was like an older couple. And this guy, he just started asking me if I'm a Russian spy. And at first, I just kind of laughed it off, and I thought he was being sarcastic, and I was like, haha, no. But he just kept going. He just kept accusing me of being a Russian spy. I'm not even kidding you. And I kept trying to make it into a joke. His wife looked very uncomfortable. She tried making it into a joke, but he was dead serious. And for the 10 minutes that I was scanning their items, he kept accusing me of being a Russian spy. And apparently me saying that I'm not a Russian spy is exactly the kind of thing that a Russian spy would say. So honestly, I was I did not know what to do in that situation, because anything I said, he just he was completely dead serious. At first I literally thought he was sarcastic, but he wasn't. So it was really uncomfortable. So then I had another lady who came into our store, and before I get into this story, you should know that in the store that I'm talking about, behind us there's this huge sign with the name of the store on it. She comes up to do a return. She takes out a purchase from Ross and receipts from Ross, and she's start trying to return them. I'm like, ma'am, this isn't Ross. She's like, this isn't Ross? But yeah, she was confused. She was really confused. I told her the name of the store, and the name of the store is big letters all across the wall behind me. And honestly, I just didn't know how she came into a store not knowing what store this is. Again, no judgment. I mean, we all have situations, but I just kind of didn't really get that particular situation. I don't know, she was really confused. Okay, so then in our store we get some high-end brand things for very cheap. And a lot of times it takes us, obviously, time to process those items in the back room before we bring them out. Customers will ask to look in the back or bring stuff out from the back, but we're not really allowed to because we have to process them first before we bring them out. We had a lady, literally, she just went into the back room because it's not locked, you know? So just went into the back room and she started looking through things, and there were associates there, and she was like, excuse me ma'am, I'm just gonna look around, okay? And she just keeps shopping through all of this merchandise in the back. And they were like, no ma'am, sorry, it can't be in here. And she was just shopping, she was looking through all the stuff there, and she thought it was okay. She was just like, I'm just gonna do that, okay? She let us know too, she wasn't just you know, doing her thing. She was like, excuse me, I'm just gonna look at stuff back here, okay? Anyway, I've also had, you know, not only weird experiences, I've also had great experiences. I honestly am blown away. Sometimes you get really, really polite customers. I had this one lady who went above and beyond to make me feel appreciated. She told me all about the great work I do, the great customer service. She told me that she has a review of me on Yelp, and she tells all of her friends and family about me and that they all said that I'm exactly like she described. She then called my main store manager and waited for her to come up, which took a few minutes. And then she like said all those things to her, and I was literally like on the verge of tears because I don't know, you don't think anyone notices those kind of stuff, but she did. And that just, I don't know, people like that, you do encounter them sometimes and they just make you feel so appreciated, and it makes everything so worth it. Whenever you're doing a kind thing and you think no one knows, no one notices, people do. They notice you, and you just might be on Yelp. So okay, this is honestly one of the weirdest stories I've ever had. So this one lady, I was just walking through the store and she comes up to me and she starts handing me money, and she's like this like shorter Asian lady, and she had like this accent, and she kept trying to tell me something, and I was like really confused what she was trying to say. And before that, she was trying to explain it to another store associate that also wasn't getting it. Eventually I understood. She was asking me to buy her pants. She was handing me the money and like a pair of jeans, and she was asking me to go to the registers and buy those pants for her because she was wearing leggings and they ripped in the back. She felt very uncomfortable going up to the registers and purchasing the pants herself. Well, I honestly didn't know like if we were even allowed to like take money and buy things for customers. So I asked the manager, and she was like, is she giving you the money to buy the pants for her? I'm like, yeah. So she let me, and so I come up to the registers and I buy it for her, and she's standing like right by the register just like waiting for me. And then I give it to her, and she was so sweet. She's like, thank you so much, and she was just like going above and beyond thanking me that I bought her pants. And honestly, that was the sweetest, the strangest experience I have had. Then, of course, there's like weird things that you don't expect people to do that people do. Like, I've had a lady who tried to return a giant bag of things that were literally 3 or 4 years old. Apparently, she just keeps them all in her closet, and then she just returns them all at once, like 3 years later when she's cleaning out her closet. First of all, I mean, no offense, like no judgment, but I honestly think people should be cleaning out their closets more than 3 times, like once every 3 years. And then like she got really offended that we couldn't return 3-year-old things for her. Let me know if that's a thing that you think. Like, would you return things that were 3 years old without a receipt? Anyway, and then another thing that customers do that I did not know they did is we have like outfits on mannequins, and customers, instead of like taking things off the mannequin, they'll just like grab the whole mannequin and like bring it into the fitting room and like and just like take the whole outfit that way. Like, they won't bother taking the things off of it. They just grab the whole thing and drag it into the fitting. Like, I didn't know this, but then my floor, like the other floor coordinator, she was like, we were missing a mannequin and we couldn't find her anywhere, and she was like, I bet she was in the fitting room. And I was like, why would it be in the fitting room? She's like, oh yeah, customers take the mannequins all the time, like that's a thing they do. And I was like, no way. She's like, watch. And so we walk up into the fitting room, and there's like a blank naked mannequin just standing there, hanging there, and no clothes. Yeah, the customer just wanted to try its outfit on. And apparently that happens all the time. Like, there's missing mannequins and they're always in the fitting room because customers just grab the whole thing. Okay, another weird experience once. So like, we were closing the store down, and the lights were kind of turned off, and someone was going through the fitting room, and they noticed that there was like pee in the fitting room. I don't know, this was really weird. I don't even know if I should tell you this, but it was really, really weird. Someone peed in the fitting room. Maybe it was like a kid, or I don't know. But it was dark, and we had to stand there with like flashlights while one of the people like cleaned it up. But it was really weird. I also didn't know people did that. So, alright, then we had, almost done here guys, just like 2 or 3 more stories. So another thing is, once this lady came up and she was returning a shirt. It had a giant rips in it, and apparently she bought this shirt for her niece like a month or 2 ago, and her niece ripped it, and then she was standing there as she brought the shirt back. She was standing there and ripping the shirt into pieces, like tearing it apart and complaining about how awful the quality of the shirt was. She was saying how if something's good quality, it shouldn't rip like this. And I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, about that, but we can't like give you your money back. And she's like, I don't expect you to give me in-store credit or any money back, but I just wanted you to know that you should not be selling things such poor quality in here. And all the customers behind her are like looking at her like, you know what I mean? And there was this giant line at the time, and she waited patiently to come in there, throw the shirt at us, rip it in front of us to show how poor quality it was. And the thing is, like, I saw the shirt, it's like a normal material. I'm pretty sure it was just as good as like the jumpsuit I'm wearing now. If I tore it, it would probably rip. So when you're testing quality of products, little tip, don't rip them, okay? But then she just like threw it at us and she was like, you can do whatever you want with it. I was like, okay, toss it in the trash. And then another this lady was returning a purse. She did not have a receipt. She did not have a tag on the purse. So like, we didn't really even know it was from our store, but we sell purses that brand. So we found another purse really similar to it, same brand, like really similar style. I returned the purse for her, and apparently she was using the purse at the time. So she had all of her stuff in there, all of her money, wallet, it's like everything, just like a bunch of junk in her purse. And as she was returning this purse, okay, she brought it to return it, she left all her things in there, didn't bring another purse with her. So she's trying to return it, and then she returns it. I'm like going around in circles, sorry. But pretty much once she returned it, she was like, do I have to take all this stuff out? I'm like, yes, ma'am. She's like, right now? I'm like, yes, right now. She's like, can I have a bag? So I give her a bag. She dumps everything out of that purse that she just returned, goes shopping for another purse, buys it, puts all the stuff in there. So I mean, I kind of get what she was trying to do, but like then she could have just brought up another purse right away and switched it, or like, I don't know, I really don't know what was going on. But I don't know how she was expecting to return the purse and keep all the things inside. Anyway guys, that's all for today. If you want more stories, short stories from retail, if you want me to do a collab with my sister, Sophia and Ksenia, which worked in McDonald's. You know they saw some crazy wild stuff. If you want that, just comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, follow JewelTube if you like this video, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.
Sleepwalking, so don't wake me up. I got everything.